If you're being intimate with your partner and suddenly your partner stops responding, stops moving, and is just laying there, and so you stop and say, hey, what's going on? Are you okay? And your partner says, yeah, I'm fine. I'm okay. Just keep going. That can be very confusing because their body language is saying, I'm uncomfortable. I want to stop. But with their words, they're saying, keep going. This is fine. It's a confusing situation, and I wouldn't fault you for being confused. But if something feels wrong, then something is wrong. Even if all that's wrong is that you have a hard time reading your partner's body language, you need to be able to tell when they're uncomfortable. So if you think they're uncomfortable and they're actually comfortable, then something is wrong. You need to figure out a system that works. In that scenario, there are so many things that could be going on. They could be having a trauma response due to a past assault or cultural trauma or religious trauma or family trauma. They might have lost interest in the middle of intercourse, but are afraid to tell you because they're afraid that it's going to impact your relationship. And since they told you that they wanted to 10 minutes ago, they now feel very guilty because they don't want to now. They might think that if they stop in the middle of intercourse that you're going to become angry or that you might hate them for it. And they would rather deal with the physical trauma of just letting you finish than to deal with the emotional trauma of harming your relationship. You don't know what's going on in their head, and they might not know either. Just know that if something feels wrong, then something is wrong. That is a good time to slow down and talk through what both people are feeling. And know that you might not know what you feel, they might not know what they feel, and you might need to talk it through quite a bit. You might need to talk it through with a therapist. But it's important to assure them that if they don't feel comfortable, you are happy to stop. And you won't be frustrated or angry or physically harmed. Let them know that if they are not enjoying it, you don't want to do it. That's not good for you either. You need to be patient with each other. You need to learn to communicate with each other. Because the last thing that you want to do is to be intimate with a partner who doesn't want it. Because that will hurt them. And it will destroy your relationship. And I do want to say, if anyone, either partner, is having a trauma response during intimacy, they should look for a therapist. If you can get into therapy, get into therapy. Don't try to figure it out on your own. You should always be listening to your partner, and if their body language doesn't match their words, then you are not communicating well. And you need to talk through what's happening.